The Gurgan quietly spoke. This earthquake is but an omen. The tremors that pulled the crystals into the earth and brought forth monsters are nothing compared to the darkness which is to come. But hope is not yet lost. 4 souls will take up the quest of the light, and so it begins. 4 orphans have been raised by the priest Topapa in the remote village of A crystal has sunk into the earth due to the earthquake, and the 4 boys have come in an adventurous mood. They had only intended to test their courage. Welcome to Final Fantasy III. Yeah, I'm just in the mood to play Final Fantasy III. I don't know why. I've just been on a huge Final Fantasy III kick lately, so I thought might as well make it a thing. It's actually been a really long time since I've done anything like this, so let's just dive right into it. Whoosh. We need our heroes. We have 4 heroes to name. I'm just gonna go for it. We've got me as the leader, because why not? We have Azure as guy number 2, because why not? Guy number 3, got Ty, I think I spelled that right. And guy number 4, Gaudia. So here we go, we fall! That is how our adventure begins. We fell into a cave while we were adventuring. Ouch! We've fallen into a pit! Shucks! The game doesn't really tell you who's talking. I think you're supposed to roleplay it in your own head who's saying what. But I'm just gonna keep it real generic. I don't feel like putting that much thought into it, not to mention having to come up with voices for all the people, especially trying to imitate the voices of people. My friends don't have very particular voices that I can imitate. Not to mention it's hard to come up with which lines would suit who, so whatever. Not to mention the 4th character isn't even a real person. Are we gonna be alright? In a place like this? Hey, it was your idea to come here. Hey, if you've got time to fight, you've got time to look for a way out. What's up here? Oh no! Monsters! So here we go, just your run-of-the-mill Final Fantasy. This game starts out real generic, all we can do is fight. We've got numbers displayed above the enemies that show who's targeting whom, which can be quite useful. Fortunately, unlike the original Final Fantasy game, we don't have to worry about ineffective attacks. With basic attacks, items and magic spells can still be ineffective, but your basic attacks will auto-target somebody else if the target is killed. We got 9 gil, 1 capacity, 12 experience points. We'll go over what capacity is a bit later. What were those? Oh man, what are we gonna do now? We're going to explore. Let's take a look at our courageous heroes. We're not really heroes yet, we're just 4 kids who decided to go exploring one day and stumbled into a cave north of our hometown. So we have Daryl, who is me, Azure from Azure Brian, Gatai from Gataimon, just another friend whose name from his YouTube channel I'm taking, but his YouTube channel hasn't really done much, so the actual name is escaping me at the moment. I'll put it on the screen. And Gaudia from the title of my book, because I don't have more than 2 friends I could think of off the top of my head who also have YouTube channels. If we look at our stats, we're just very generic right now. We're super weak, we're kinda useless, but that's how this starts. So let's go! Let's just explore this very basic introduction. We've got a leather shield. Let's give that to somebody. I will take the leather shield because I am leading. Leading doesn't matter in this game. Unlike Final Fantasy I, our formation doesn't affect how frequently characters are attacked. We can put characters in the back row, which will give them much higher evasiveness, but will also make their own basic attacks weaker. Magic and ranged attacks will still be just as effective, so whether or not somebody goes in the back row really just boils down to the individual. Daryl leveled up, Azure leveled up, Gatai leveled up, Gaudia leveled up. We have gotten hit points! My hit points suck, apparently. It's a good thing I gave myself the shield. I'm the only one lagging behind right now. Hit points are a little bit randomized based on your vitality. I don't know the exact equation. Strength determines our damage with our physical attacks. Agility determines a ton of stuff. It determines how many hits we can perform, our hit accuracy, our evasiveness. I think our magic evasiveness as well. A bunch of stuff is determined by agility. Vitality, I think, just determines how many hit points we gain when we leveled up. And then intellect is our proficiency with black magic, and spirit is our proficiency with white magic. But we can't do any of that yet. We also have our attack, 1 times 7, so we can hit once with an attack power of 7. Then there's our hit percentage, defense percentage, or defense, which is kind of similar to attacks. I believe we block so many times with that defense. And then there's our evasion, magic defense, magic evade, blah blah blah. Our skill level is 1 with the Onion Kid. That's not going to change much. We're not going to be Onion Kids for very long. We got a potion to heal some hit points. Huh? What's the matter? That rock's a bit odd. Now that you mention it, let's search the rock. Secret passage that's mandatory. And then we can search this rock to open it from this side so we can't get stuck. Another leather shield. Azure, take the leather shield. Raise your defense. Let's compare. With the leather shield, we've got 7 defense, 5 evade, 3 magic defense, 5 evade. Versus no shield with lower defense, pretty much lower everything except magic evade. Yeah, see, that closed because we paused it. Because NES games are good like that. Let's keep moving. This intro dungeon is taking long enough. Oh no, eyesights and carbuncles. Just beat the crap out of them. We can't really do much else at this point. Ow. Ow. Yeah, when we get attacked, it shows the information, the character, the character's attacking, how many hits were scored. And then on the guy, it shows the actual damage dealt. So this is just gonna kind of be a chill thing. Again, I've just really been wanting to play Final Fantasy III to the point where I just beat it recently, but it just left me wanting to play it again. Try different stuff. And I already know what I want to do throughout the game. Southwind, I can use that to cast Ice 2 on an enemy. So I already kind of know what I want to do with my characters as we go. I want to try some familiar stuff, but also some stuff I've never really done before, and see how it works out. And that's one of the most fun things about this game, is being able to experiment with the options. Uh-oh. Gatai, no, don't fall behind in experience points this. I think Audacity might have cut out there for a second, but I was just saying how, just in case it did, more level ups, just in case it did cut out, I was talking about how I want to try some new stuff that I've never really done before. Also some familiar stuff. And then I freaked out about how Gatai was gonna fall behind on experience points this early. This early it wouldn't matter too much, but still, I put him in the back row for safety for the time being. It's a spring! What an odd color. Let's try drinking it! Yeah, sure! Let's try drinking this random water we found. It could totally be poisonous considering it's oddly colored. I feel a power welling up inside me. HP MP restored. We don't have MP, but hit points. Row, yeah, we all have the exact same hit points. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Usually, especially by level 3, we've all got a bit of variety. Another South Wind. They give you those for the upcoming boss, but the boss is easy enough that I'm not going to use them. I would like to save those for a very particular boss that's coming up later, or in case of an emergency. As much as I'm going to try to save those for a specific boss, I will use them prior to that if it proves necessary. Take out that eye fang. Did I call it an eyesight or something earlier? I don't know. I think I called it something that wasn't eye fang, so I was wrong. Let us go forth through this door. The Wind Crystal Room. Hello, lights. Rah, 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 rah. Ooh, what is this? Something evil attacked. Because we just inherently know that it's evil because it's a monster that attacked us. It's a turtle. Land turtle spelled wrong because of space limits. We have our first boss. It's very unexciting. We just attack it. That's all we can do unless we wanted to use our south wind. Which we're not going to do. Ow. That was painful. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Fight! Fight! Go hide in the back row! Fight! Haha, I have a shield, I'm tough! Kya, miss! Oh no! Kya! Kya! We're doing so good! Get him! Just keep stabbing the turtle! Stab, miss! Stab, hit! Stab or slash, whatever. I'm doing more damage than everybody else. Because I am the greatest. I also haven't been hit yet. Oh no! Now Azure's in danger. Just keep slashing at turtle. Alright, time for some pro strats. Remove your shield. And then go in the back row. Equip shield. Go to the front row. Haha! And then I advance. Alright, fight! Yeah! Yeah! Yes! Back row protection! Victory! That's the most elaborate that boss has ever gone. I've never done, like, shield swapping and going to the back row and crap against that boss before. That was something. Go back to the front, Azure. You know, I've still have full hit points. Let's take my shield and give it to you, even though it's not going to matter in a moment. The crystal began to sparkle. You have been chosen. Hey, the crystal talked! Take the last of the light, last of the hope, remaining in me. At this rate, this light will soon vanish as well. The balance of everything is crumbling. When you take the light, you will be able to receive great strength from the crystals. You are the ones chosen to keep the hope. You must not let this world disappear. Lights surrounded the four. Flashing lights! And now we get graphics! Already, this game is so much more elaborate than the first one. I keep referencing the first one because we have stuff of the first one elsewhere on here, on the channel. Fan translation not for sale. Good thing I didn't buy it. I bought the cartridge, but not the translation. I'm not using Nesticle, I'm using my Retron 5 with an actual Famicom cart of Final Fantasy III, using the Retron to both play the game and apply the translation patch to it. But the translation was acquired for free, that's the important thing. I had to pay for the cartridge, but the translation was not purchased, so we're all good. Just getting some credits of the people who made this patch, because originally this game never came out in the States. 4 stout-hearted warriors shall trudge forward and sweep away the darkness so that once again the crystal will shine with the light of hope. Hope that is capitalized for some reason. You can go outside through that magic circle. Your quest begins here, light warriors. Victory! We now have the blessings of the crystal, which means we can use jobs. Yay! Unlike Final Fantasy 1, in this game you can swap between assorted jobs throughout the game. We only have a few at the start, basically the originals from Final Fantasy 1 except for the thief. And we will acquire more as we go, and that's what the capacity points are for. We use capacity to swap jobs. Going to each of these jobs will cost 8. And we can reduce that by using the job and gaining job levels with it. And also, it will depend on what job we currently are. Like, if we're going from Onion Knight to all of these, they all cost 8. But if we're going from Fighter to, like, White Wizard or Black Wizard, it will cost more than it would for a Fighter to go to a Monk. So what do we want to do with our guys? Okay, I will be... For now, I will go Monk. Alright, I forgot to unequip my stuff. You have to unequip your stuff before you job change. That way you don't get stuck with having equipment that the job can't use. And it also makes sure that there's inventory space, because inventory space in this game is very tight. So by unequipping it that way, the game basically makes sure that you have inventory space. Before that, I can no longer use my knives though. Monk is a punchy guy. He can use nunchucks, but that's it. And now, Azure! Unequip your stuff. You, for now, will be White Wizard. Re-equip your stuff. You also can't use knives. So just equip your armor for now. And then, Gatai, you are going to be our fighter for now. And you actually can equip stuff. Knife. Knife. I'll just have you dual wielding knives for now. Leather, leather. With the plans I have, I will be using shields eventually, but early game, I don't feel like shields are worth it. Gadia. You, lastly, will be our Black Wizard. This formation's weird as far as like fighter, wizard, but whatever. Knife. Knife. Leather. Cloth. But that's because then we do like that and it looks better. This, I think, looks better than having it like that, as it would be if I had my wizards on the bottom. I like it like this. This uniform style pattern, I just prefer how it looks. Actually, hold on. You're low on hit points, so for the time I actually will have you have the shield, and at least until we can heal. And we can switch who's up front. Let's do that for now. Why not? Okay, we are outside, which means we can save. And our first objective is to return to our hometown. Except it's not. Our first objective is to go back to this cave and get stuff. The Altar Cave. It's fine though, we don't have to worry about these enemies. They're all just the same stuff we were already fighting. Punch, punch! Oh, I can hit 2 times now. Dodge. Stab, stab. So can he, because he has 2 weapons. Gatai, though, I think can still only hit once, because he only has 1 weapon equipped. That'll improve later, but at this point, no. But with how low his hit points currently are, I'd rather just let him have a shield. Especially since I can take these enemies out in 1 hit, regardless, with just the 1 weapon.
Yeah.
Unless I hit him for 1. But that's what happens when you punch something from the back row with a mage. Oh, speaking of which, our stats are better now. They're level up, Azure level up, Gatai level up, Gadia level up. Everybody levels up the same for now, but see now our hit points are quite different because we have different stats. If you look at me, I've got lots of strength and agility and vitality, but that's it. Spirit and luck suck, but I don't use magic, so it's fine. Whereas Azure is mostly spirit-based because White Mage. Gatai has high strength and agility. I think both of those are higher than mine. Oh, no, they're the same. I just have higher vitality, but lower intellect and spirit, which don't matter. But he can use better equipment. The fighter can use just better equipment than the monk can. Then we've got the Black Wizard, who's just mostly intellect, and our lowest vitality right now. It doesn't matter too much this early on, but the discrepancy with hit point gains will become a lot more broad, the gap will widen significantly as we go, and there starts to be a much wider difference between our vitality values. Right now, our vitalities are similar enough that the differences won't be too huge. Let's give you the copper for the time being, increase your defense. Longsword, there we go. From 9 to 13. And maybe some other improvements with accuracy, maybe. I didn't check. I'll care more about that stuff later. Nunchuck. Another longsword. The second longsword will come in handy later. But right now, I still just am gonna stick with the shield. Let's get him! Me and Gatai can probably each take out one guy on our own. And then Azure and Gadia can work together to try and take that thing out. Punch, punch, miss. Good job. Slash. Victory! Things aren't too exciting this early on. Sleep spell. That's useful. Sleep. On you. You now have magic, but no magic points. Okay, we're done here. If we fall down that hole, it just takes us back to the very beginning. That's the hole we fell into while exploring. And while exploring, we grabbed none of the treasures. That's proof that this isn't canon to me. Our white mage could explain that. If he were actually here, he would attest to the fact that ignoring all these treasures makes this not canon to me. It might be canon to other people, but not to this guy, the monk. The kleptomaniac monk. My monastery training failed horribly, so now I am only a monk in the sense of being able to punch things. The actual discipline aspect didn't go very far, especially when it came to material stuff, at least in games. I'm not actually materialistic, but in video games, yes, I must get all the things. Ow. Uh-oh, Azure's actually in trouble. But if we can just beat these werewolves, we'll be safe. Grr! I can take it, though. Ow. Unless that keeps happening. Punch, punch! Please hit stuff. Alright. I'm gonna go for that. Gatai, try to finish that guy off with Gadia backing you up. Kya! Things aren't too exciting yet. This early on, all we can really do is just punch and stab stuff. The battles will get much more elaborate later on, though, but this is very early on in a very early RPG, so things are super simplistic at this point. At this point, it's just managing our hit points and hope we don't get taken out while we hit things and they hit us back. Such complexity. Let's just gang up on one and then the other. I was trying to be super efficient, but I kept missing, so it wasn't being efficient at all. Punch, punch! Stab, stab! Right in the gut. Slash! Off with his head! We're very violent heroes, you see. Skill up! Skill up! We got skill! So now our job levels too. And as you get more skill, you basically do more damage. I don't know the exact formula, I don't remember it anyway. I believe it's like every 8 skill levels, your physical attacks become slightly better, and I think every 16, your magic becomes slightly better. I think that's how it is anyway. And then there's also thieves later on, whose stealing ability is also determined by their job level. And then aside from that, it also affects costs. See, like now that I'm a monk, it still costs 8 to become a fighter, and 8 to become black mage, but now it costs 16 to become a white wizard or red wizard. But because my skill level is 2, if I became one of those and then needed to go back to monk, it would be slightly cheaper. And the reason Azure and Gadia didn't level up is because they're mages, so they don't get as much job experience from attacking. They get more job experience from casting spells. Every job levels up at the same speed, but it's determined by their commands how much hidden experience they gain. Anyway, we have returned to our hometown after exploring that cave, so let's talk around to people. Press B to use an item. For example, try using a potion on me. Wrong button. Potion. Blah 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 blah. Oh, thanks to you, my hip pains have gotten better. Please take this. Echo herb. I'll gladly trade a potion for an echo herb. I think potions cost less money anyway. I think you can just keep doing that to keep getting echo herbs. The Elder awaits inside. Let's talk to the Elder. I sensed that something had happened to you. Now listen to what the Elder has to say. Every single old person in this game is going to sound like this, so I hope you get used to it. If we go to this thing, we can heal. HP MP restored. Now we are strong, and we have magic points. 10 level 1 and 1 level 2. Magic works the same in this game as it does in the original Final Fantasy, where you have magic points dictated to levels, except in this game, there's only 3 spells per level instead of 4, so there's no customization there. That's one disappointing thing about this game. If we search this thing, this is the revivification pool. This is just for if somebody's dead. We can revive them there. That's one thing I kind of don't like about this game, is that there's no magic customization because there's only 3 spells per level instead of 4. The 4 boys' adoptive mother, Nina, please take care of yourselves. One of the elders, Homak. Spiritual capacity is needed to use the jobs granted by the crystals. The man who raised the orphans, Topapa, the elder. Dad, I almost gave myself the old man voice. Dad, we did all this stuff. It was crazy. I know. I had no idea you would be chosen. Daryl, Azure, Gatai, Gadia. First, you must know that this was no accident. The crystals have chosen you by their will. Don't let their power, don't let your hearts of light go to waste. Begin your journey. Seal off the power of darkness. Go forth into the world, children, and save it, because you have been chosen. Go now. Begin your journey. Leave home. Get the hell out of here. And then they just say the same stuff. All right, we set forth on our journey. I sensed that something had happened to you. Now listen to blah, blah, blah. That's the same thing you said before. All right, let's explore town and talk to people. Those blessed by the crystals can be healed by holy water from shrines. Yes, I already did that. Hey, where are you four brats off to now? What? You're going to save the world? Did you get hit on the head or something? Maybe. I might have gotten bopped in the head by a turtle. This area surrounded by the Palmeni Mountains is ruled by King Sassoon of the castle to the west. Okay, we know who the ruler of this realm is now. The town of Kazus lies to the south, but no one dares to leave this village because of the monsters. I can handle monsters. I already defeated some of them. I am searching tall grass because tall grass sometimes has stuff in it. There's also shops, but we don't want to do the shops yet. Instead, we're going to go to the inn. Fortunately, this inn is free. If we talk to her, she'll be like, oh, we won't charge you anything for the inn stay, but I want to search for stuff. With the valley blocked by that rock, I haven't been able to get back to Canaan. All there is to do is sit here and drink. Hey, try playing the piano. Okay. Ouch, fire's hot.
Fire indeed hot.
How do you like it? It doesn't sound like they did. You'll need antidotes and eye drops if you're going on a journey. Good advice. I found a potion in the pot. Hello. Tee-hee-hee, I'm a dancer. Watch me dance as I go right through you. Whee, I can jump 30 feet through the air. Because I'm a dancer. Whee. Okay, and I can't talk to you because there's a desk in the way. Let's go up here. If I talk to the lady, she just says, oh, this place is free. Search that, find another potion. I'm taking your potion. Hello, old man. Come here. I'll guess your strength. Monk, white wizard, fighter, black wizard. There, I bet I'm right. Good for you. No. Hello? No. Move, old man. I must leave. Out of the way. Please, I wish you had turned there. Just gotta keep pushing him until he gets out of the way, huh? Damn it! Hello, secret. Oh my, how did you get here? There are some potions in this well. Hooray! Potion. Thank you, lady. I don't know why there are potions in the well, but I appreciate it. The crystal altar sank underground in that quake. We're doomed! Oh no! Do not worry. We will save the day. Hello, girl. I'm picking flowers. Move. I'm pretty sure there's a thing. Ah, yes, see, I can't move up. That means there's a secret, a potion. Move. This way. Hello, old man. You'd better take cure from the storehouse ahead. Monsters appear along the path, so be careful. Yes, for some reason there are monsters right behind this town. There's no stuff there. We venture forth. Oh no, the monsters! Killer bees! Those look more like hornets, but okay, attack! Magic, you have nothing. Punch! Attack! And then you just cast sleep. It won't really help us in this fight, but, like I said, mages level up their job skill by casting magic more than they do by hitting things. I don't think the game ever says anything about this. Maybe the instruction manual explains it, but I don't know. I don't have the manual. Let's switch things up. You now go for that one, you go there, and you go there. But yeah, basically, as you perform commands in battle, you gain hidden experience points, and every time you hit 100 of those experience points, you gain a skill level. And then it resets back to 0 after the battle. And different commands level up differently, or different jobs level up differently depending on what they are. For example, fighters and monks gain more job experience by using the fight command than the wizards, whereas white wizards and black wizards gain most of their job points from casting spells. When I was a kid, I just assumed different jobs leveled up at different rates and then potion. And that it was just based on capacity, that capacity gains job levels, but that's not how it works at all. You hit that, you hit that, you hit that, and then you try to put that one to sleep. Again, the sleep spell isn't helping me win these fights necessarily. I'd probably be much better off just having my black mage stab things, but I'm using magic to gain more job levels. That said, it's not like I'm gonna be a black mage forever. Eventually those job levels won't matter too much, but I'd like to get them while I can, especially against these really weak enemies. So while I have the opportunity to just throw spells out, I would like to do so, especially since I have a free heal back at the house. Let's attack the guy that's not asleep. And then just cast sleep again. Sleep actually is a good spell. I really like it. Woke up! Cha-cha! But I still won't get a command this turn. Cha-cha! It may have woken up, but it would still have to wait until the next round to do anything. Money, capacity, 15 experience, Daryl level up, Azure level up, Gatai level up, Gaudia skill up, Gaudia level up. See, now Gaudia exceeded Azure with skill levels because he's actually being able to cast magic, which Azure can't quite do yet. The candle farthest to the right is the switch for a hidden door. The switch on the other side is on the north wall. That's right there, so you can't get stuck back here. There's lots of secrets in this game, as we will see as we go. I don't know if I know where all the secrets are, but I know a good number of them. Leather, dagger, cure, leather, long sword, another long sword. Okay. Let's equip the leather armor. It's a little bit better than the cloth. And let's put that on my front line, guys. They need the defense more. And now at this point, let's remove the shield and go 2 long swords. And then you can replace one of your knives with a dagger. Yay, improvements. Alright, I also cure. The reason I'm not using that nunchuck yet is because it'll make me weaker. Until I have 2 of them, it's better that I'm punching. See, our hit points are starting to divide up a little bit. Starting to get a bit of a gap with that. Open the door. Onward. And now on the way back, he's going to be doing a lot of healing. Just, again, to keep me alive and also to get those sweet, delicious skill levels. Weak, cure. Group healing isn't very good in this game, but he's gonna keep doing it. You don't have to perform the command either. Like, if this thing dies before that spell goes off, you'll still get those job points, or whatever you want to call them, for having selected the command for that round. Skill up, skill up, skill up. We're getting better at our jobs. And now, weapon shop. What do you have? Dagger, staff, nunchuck. Let's get a couple staves and a nunchuck. I'm not gonna bother spending money on a second dagger. But I will get 2 staves. Get your attack power up to 8. Staves and magic weapons don't get stronger. Same with nunchucks. See, like, my power is now 15 with the nunchuck and then 30 with 2 of them because nunchucks aren't affected by... I don't know, they're just not affected by your stats. They just have their own base power and that's it. So they'll never get any stronger. Same with staves and rods. So eventually, with the monk especially, I'll be better off just punching. But for the time being, the nunchucks are kind of nice. I think I need 2 of those. 2 of the leather armors. Let's just make sure. Yeah. So, 2 leather armors and a copper bracelet. And just like that, we're all decked out as we can be at this point. And now let's sell some junk. Cloth, I'm pretty sure I don't need those anymore, and I don't need another long sword. And I'm not gonna be needing those knives either. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna sell the shields as well. I don't think I'm gonna be needing those. I was thinking about keeping a shield for an upcoming dungeon, but that would only be for a red mage, and I don't feel like bothering to switch to a red mage just for that. Now let's buy the pure spell. And one more stop I want to make. No, I don't want 10. 4. Eye drops and antidotes. You actually get a bit of a discount when you buy the items in bulk like that. Just so I have a few in case of an emergency. I don't know if I'll really need them, but I also might wind up very much needing them. So I'd like to have them just in case I didn't want to do that twice. I definitely didn't want to do it 3 times. Okay, so all we know is that we have to venture forth. There's a town south, and the king lives west. Let's save. We are level 5. We are becoming stronger. Let us go south to Kazus.